Hi everyone, welcome to Kats Creations live on a Friday night, where tonight I'm going to show you how to put together a lemon bluebird welcome wreath that is perfect to get you from spring all the way through a good portion of summer. So I hope you like the design that I'm going to show you how to put together tonight. If you are new, let us know. We'd like to welcome you. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of my little routine spiel. But as you come in, say hi. Let us know where you're from. We'd love to welcome you. If you like this design, once you see it all complete and want to create one of your own, click the share button below. It'll share this tutorial on your page where it's so much easier to find. And then you can go back and just rewatch it when you're ready. That's about it. That's all I have for you. YouTube subscribers, right? Is that where I was going with YouTube? If you'd like to know when we drop a new video, make sure you click the subscription bell, which is in the upper right hand corner of your screen, and subscribe to my channel where you can see the latest videos when I drop them live. Okay, so today we are using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath ring. We wired together the first 5 out of 6 sections. We're going to wire together the last section so that you know how we basically wired together the other. This sign is a 10-inch round that came from Personalize It by Pam. She is on Etsy, and as we get to the rest of the materials, I'll tell you where they came from, and feel free to ask me any kind of questions that you have. So really quick, let's wire this one together. So I am just color coordinating these with the colors that I chose for tonight's design, which is yellow and blue and a little bit of white. So on a Dollar Tree wreath frame, you have 6 sections, each divided by welds that they weld 4 rings together. And so what we're going to do is take one pipe cleaner. You're going to wire together the 2 innermost rings together. This will help create stability on your frame so that when you get ready to add all your deco mesh in, you are ready to go, and then they don't flop all over the place. And then we're going to take another 2 and we're going to wire together the outside 2 using the middle as our gauge, as well as the wire weld on the outside. And then just put these 2 together.
Thank you for sharing, Rita. Appreciate it if you all could like and share. That'd be great.
We'll do
Anna,
the one.
Thank you for the 200 stars.
Thanks, Anna. I appreciate that. So, what are we doing for fundraising for March stars, which are the little, what are they? It's like a goldish yellow star right next to the comment. Stars allow you to basically support the fundraisers that we run every month. Each star is worth 1 cent. So if you did 100 stars, it's the equivalent of $1. And everything that we accumulate for the month of March is going to help the local churches in Ukraine, which can be found at ukrbaptist.org. Working together with local churches on the ground there enables us to kind of not have to worry about where the funds are being distributed, because they know the needs of the local community, whether it's food, medicine, clothing, water, transportation.
Misplaced families.
Exactly.
Going directly to the people,
not to the government. Right. Okay, so this leaves us with 6 on the inside and 12 to the outside for a grand total of 18. We're using a high foil metallic, it's kind of like a royal blue for this design. You can see how well it pairs well with our sign. We're using 20-inch pieces. We're going to ruffle all the way around the entire wreath because when we add our sign and our bow, there's some embellishments we're going to come back in. We're going to incorporate some lemons to this wreath to kind of tie the entire design together. So let me start by doing this. This particular mesh you can find at craftoutlet.com. I don't know if they have it in stock. Blue seems to be hard to find right now, especially like royal, navy, light blue. Virtually any color blue is hard to locate. We're putting our deco mesh pieces the finished sides towards the middle. So as I have this bundle, I'm just going to place this right inside, just like this. Grab my pipe cleaner and give this
Love your sign. Thank you, Rita.
a couple twists. Yeah, I saw this sign on her website when I went to order something. And so I really liked the appeal of the lemons and the bluebirds with that French country look that yellows and blues are so famous for. So that's where the design came from.
Thank you all for joining us. Hi, gals and guys, for joining or watching.
Welcome to everyone as you come in. So I'm just going to keep laying these side by side, taking the very next pipe cleaner that I come to, just like so, and then I'll kind of bring these around so they're almost like little circles. And then now we're going to move into the next section. I always, for whatever reason, start with one of the inside ones first, and then just take whatever comes next. Whoop. There we go. So I can get the scissors out of the way. I've been in love with yellows and blues in a color palette for a very long time. And now we're to the inside. There's this. So the ruffle method is actually one of the easiest methods if you're learning how to make deco mesh wreaths. This one pretty much everybody can use or figure out how to make. It's even great for kids who want to learn how to do that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, I'm like trying to decide. I think I'm going to take the middles out. I'm trying to remember where I did that yesterday when we did this one. At first I wasn't sure I was going to take the middle ones out.
Lori said she purchased a sign like that last year.
Really?
But it's rectangular. I haven't made a wreath with it yet.
Oh.
Rectangular signs work great, even in the round.
Oh, yeah.
Jolene said the wreath on the door is awesomely cute. Love the colors.
Thank you. This is actually one that I did in our Wreath of the Month group. So we have a Wreath of the Month group that we kind of work on designs to, we do one design a month. Everybody orders their own supplies so people can mix and match. You know, if they don't like the sign or they don't like the colors or they want to add additional, they have the opportunity to do that. So it's a really good way for people who are just starting out, learning how to make the deco mesh wreaths. It's a great place for them to begin, because then they're not overwhelmed. Like our private group does 8 tutorials a month. There's 4 design classes, and then I call them business classes, but they're not just for people who want to get into business. It's kind of like 2, 3, 4 fold. It's how to take good pictures of your wreaths. Yes, there is how to set up your Etsy shop, but there's also, you know, how to set up a Facebook business page, a Pinterest page, Instagram, how to make Instagram reels, just a wide variety.
The 10-inch blue high foil mesh is cut to 20 inches.
Yes. I think this one was actually cut a little bit longer. This was like an add-on piece. It was like leftover from a last roll. So rather than just store leftover pieces, I just kind of add them.
Tracy asks, is there a form called the pancake wreaths?
Yes.
There's a design for a pancake wreath.
Yeah, not so much a form. It's a deco mesh base method. But yeah, we just taught that method to our private group, and it turned out amazing. It was the first pancake method I'd ever created, and I totally fell in love with that. But we'll be doing that think we have it slated. I'm waiting for the supplies to come in, which are supposed to be tomorrow, if FedEx delivers on time. So once we have that, then we'll go ahead and move that forward in the agenda. So maybe on Sunday. It all just depends on if they show up or not. So I don't like to schedule them until the supplies are all here. And I forgot to take this one out. There's that one. I love the high foil because it does a really great job at really covering the entire wreath frame. And that's because not only do you have wide foils in here, they're every other row or column. So you get really good coverage.
Tracy said that blue is gorgeous. Yeah, that's the color you see is pretty much the color.
Yeah.
It is really bright. It's a little bit brighter on the camera, but pretty close.
Let's see. I'm gonna look and see how bright it is. It is really a royal blue. And then of course the metallic fibers are gonna make it more sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if that changes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I've got the color balance changed a little bit, so it's as accurate
As it can be.
Yeah.
I know, because at first when I looked at the sign, it's like the sign looks kind of, I'm going to move it forward a little bit, kind of greenish.
Mm-hmm.
Like at first when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that looks like a beachy wreath at first. And then I was like, oh, those are lemons and bluebirds. The one thing we don't have here, we have lemons in California, but not where we live. It's just too hot.
And so she's made quite a few pancakes lately because they fit so well between doors. Yep.
They are a good method for that. I'm just so picky about what I want them to look like, but I was really happy with the design that we came up with for the private group. So I'm hoping we'll be able to teach that Sunday. Right. If not, it'll be next Friday.
Yeah, right, Roger. He said digital and blue sometimes do not mix on the screen for some reason.
The what?
Like a digital and then the blue color.
Yeah.
Sometimes just don't mix very well on the screen.
I think green too. Because when you use a lot of the blue screens or green screens, those kind of wash out. Okay. Just make
Rachel, worked on the sign you purchased. It's on Etsy. Personalize it by Pam.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and pin it on there for a little bit.
I should just send you the links. That way you have them all on your phone. Normally I do that for Steve so that he's able to kind of pin stuff. Especially if it's a brand new vendor that we've never used before. But I love Pam signs. It's always tough because when I go find one, then I always look to see if there's more. And then it never fails. You know, they're going to launch new signs probably for patriotic and for summer. So you're like, oh, do I buy the ones from last year or do I wait and just order all the new ones?
I hate it and I can't copy it. I misspelled it by one letter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you can delete the whole thing.
Okay, I'll make it a habit of adding that to my pre-live thing. Make sure Steve has links.
No, that's okay.
I'm sure it helps because then you just go copy paste. Okay, we are down to a few more, I think 5 before we're full. It's funny how the yellow really just sticks out on this design. So I'm curious, would you guys have stayed with the blue or would you have used yellow Would you have used yellow and blue? Would you have completely omitted the blue and just gone for something totally different? Because I had pulled a whole bunch of mesh to see which ones I would like the best.
Dina asked, do the pancakes sell well? We've only done.
I've only made one,
Yeah.
so I can't really speak from experience. I do know that they work out perfectly for people who are looking for storm doors, because the last one I made was only like 2 3/4 inches thick. So that really helps out for people who have like a 3-inch gap between their front door and their storm door.
But like you said, it's good to use a really thick foil or a thick mesh.
Yeah, that's why it was hard trying to find mesh, because virtually everything is out of stock, and everyone keeps saying that they're going to get their supplies back in the spring of 2022. Well, as of Sunday, it's the first official day of spring.
Rachel went in and purchased the sign, looks like.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
Candy said, I love Pam's sign too. This one is really pretty. And the rubber mesh goes with it so well. I love the yellow and blue together also.
Yeah. For some reason, it's just like the perfect spring combination colors. Like you have the sunny yellow with the, you know, the royal blue skies, which is synonymous for spring. Make sure we get that one. And then we have one last piece to get in here. Okay, there's that one.
Maybe I'll just go in.
All right. Get this last piece in.
Use the blue and yellow would be my choices as well.
Yeah, because I was like, because you look at the white and the blue that go around the sign. So I was like, okay. And I have the perfect ribbon for it, which is like, it's exactly like that, the royal blue and white gingham, which is so hard to find. I was lucky last year to find like 1.5 inches and a 2.5 inch in that royal blue gingham, and I knew, because I'd never seen it before, I knew I should have probably ordered more, but I didn't. I just did 2 of each, and now I have just enough possibly to do this design I've been wanting to do forever. Okay, let me show you what we're doing next. I have all my ribbon tails, which just cascaded to the floor. So let me tell you where these all came from, which are, so we're going to alternate around the outside with our tails. This is from Crinkle Designs. These are cut to 14-inch pieces. We are also doing a lemon on that same gingham. So it's crazy. When I first saw the sign and then subsequently later found the ribbon, I was like, oh, this is too coincidental. So we're going to alternate both of these. Like I said, both 14-inch pieces. The yellow is from Crinkle. I love getting all of my ribbon that come in 50-yard spools like this in the solid colors. So if you want a really good deal, go to crinkledesigns.us. When you get on their website, don't freak out about the prices, because when you're getting ready to check out, you use the code 5050 and you get half off everything, which is just crazy. So that's where I got all my solids. The lemon with the gingham ribbon is from Craft Outlet.
The private group also gets more of a discount too if they use it.
Yeah, private group members, yeah, you do get a deeper discount than that. So make sure you use that. I just went on there and ordered all my black and orange ribbon for Halloween, because I know that stuff's going to be sold out. Trying to coordinate my colors here. So I'm going to put the yellow with the yellow around the outside. I was trying to think of design-wise, what was I planning?
Sharon said those colors are so fresh.
That's what it, see? Fresh, like clean. But when I think clean, I'm like spring cleaning, but these are totally different. And this ribbon's, it's kind of unique in the sense that it almost feels like it's got a rubberized texture to it. So I think this would actually hold up really well outside because it feels like it's got a weatherproofing to it. And we're going to put the blues where the blues are so that we can alternate those colors. And if your ribbon won't lay flat, it's usually because of ruffles in the way. So sometimes you just got to separate them so that they kind of lay really pretty like that. So you can kind of hear it. It's weird. It reminds me of like patio furniture, like that kind of texture.
Oh, like a tablecloth cover? A tablecloth? Yeah.
I don't know. Here, want to feel it?
No, it's okay.
It's weird. So I think it would just do really well outside. I think it would weather well. Okay. So when you're putting these in, initially when you put your ribbons in, they kind of go concave. They kind of dip in. So in order to get them to lay out, you've got to put your fingers underneath and just kind of pop that little divot out and make it go the other way, and then it can lay flat. So I'm always folding in half just so that I know where the halfway point is, so that my ribbons, when I add them to the pipe cleaners and then fan them out, they're even edges. Like when
Anna, can you retype your comment? Looks like it cut off. And then Rita said with China on lockdown again, I'm wondering how long it's going to take for supplies here to run out completely again.
Yep. So
it's already hard to find a lot of items.
That's exactly the point. So what I would advise doing is, if you have not already done so, I would be ordering all of your patriotic supplies now. Let's see, this is March, April, May, June, and anything for summer. Anything you want for summer. Don't wait.
Charlotte said she had placed 3 large orders. I
did too. Like I said, I did all of my solid ribbons from Pringle, and then I always in wherever I'm going, I always look at the clearance section or things that are on sale or things that people just don't want anymore. And it's funny, a lot of 4-inch ribbon is being discounted out. So I just see a lot of wreath suppliers not carrying the 4-inch ribbon.
Yeah, who uses 4-inch ribbon?
I haven't used 4. I would use it if I was doing like a 36-inch wreath or higher.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because then you're not wasting all of your 2.5-inch ribbon for that. I'm going to make sure we put the lemon on top so that we have the lemons. What else did I order from them? I really wanted to make sure I stocked up on my black because my black is out, almost out. And I use black for almost all the holidays. I'll use it for spring, summer, winter, and fall. So it's always nice to have solid black 2.5. And your solids just go really well if you don't have another ribbon. Like here, I was like, what do I do? You know, I really want to add the yellow because there's so much blue. I didn't want to go back with another blue ribbon. So having a solid solves that problem. Then you compare it with all of your fancy pretty prints. So I'm anxious to see this one as it's completed. Let's go back under.
Yeah, it said, may I ask where you saw the 4-inch ribbon discount?
Crinkle Designs.
Crinkle Design.
Go in the clearance thing. So across the top of their website, or if you're on the mobile side, it'll probably be like a little, I call them hamburgers, where you get the 3 little lines. Click on the hamburger, and then that shows you their, what should be their tabs.
And they're crinkledesign.us.
Yeah, not .com or .org. So just KRINGLE designs.us.
With an S?
Mm-hmm. Crinkle Designs. Yep. .com. They're gonna hate me. I know they're gonna give me another one of those. We love you, but you just gave us a ton of orders. But seriously, the prices are so good. Yes, they're out of a lot of stuff, but they also have a lot of stuff in there. So just make sure you're going through everything like back in stock. You know, they don't always pop up like when you type in like new products. You may not see some of what they have because it may have already been in stock, or it could have been something that came back in from a back stock. So it never fails. Whenever I check out, I was like, you see the little bar at the bottom that says so-and-so just ordered this from whatever city. And I'm like, I didn't see that ribbon on there. How did I miss that? Because I wasn't looking in all of the ribbon.
Or she gets it a lot from Craft Outlet or Crinkle Design. There's a few other places she shops around.
What's that?
Free ribbon. Just where did you buy your ribbon again?
So the solid.
Or Craft Outlet.
Yeah, all the solids are from Crinkle, and then the lemon yellow was from Craft Outlet. This was their new ribbon for this year. So I just wanted.
You got another 1.5" white with yellow Swiss dots. That's from personally yours. Right?
I haven't gotten it up though. Yeah. Just the stuff I'm doing right now, and then as I pull them out, I'll tell you exactly where I got them from. But yeah, most of the time I try to order from our vendors that we have discounts with, you know, with our private group. Try to support them as best as we possibly can, because why not? You get your discounts with them. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to come in and add our 1.5". So we have the solid blue. This is a royal blue. This is also from Crinkle, cut to 19-inch pieces. And then so far I've only cut 3 of these because I think I want to come back in and add some lemon picks to some various ribbons around the outside. The blue is going to get added to the ribbon that has the lemons on it, and then obviously the 1.5" that does not have the lemons on it, or just the solid yellow, is going to get this. So I'm just going to be alternating this like every other one. So we're doing half bows, which means just bring your wired edges down together. Go up about 2 inches from the top. You're going to pinch them in. You're going to place them right inside your pipe cleaner. And you're going to go ahead and twist those in and off. If you had scatters and fillers that were like lemon yellow colored or bright blue, you could use the leftover stems on your pipe cleaner to just add those to your design. But in this case, we're just gonna open our ribbon tips, and then we're just going to fan our tails out. Let me get the blue in so you can kind of see the contrast between the two. And then this will kind of help it from being so bright around the outside and then nothing on the inside just yet. Okay, so let me show you what this is going to look like. So just like so. Here is our lemon on the gingham on the 1.5" on our yellow, and then the blue on top of that 2.5 inch. So on these ones though, we're doing every other one. So I'll skip this one, and then I'm going to hit this one over here. Because like I said, my goal is to see how well we can incorporate some lemon branches onto those areas. So if it doesn't pan out, then I can come back in and add the other 3.5 inches. But for now, I'm not going to cut the ribbon in case it works out well and we decide not to use them. Then I haven't already cut into the ribbon. Okay, add our blue. Okay, here we go. Twist that around. Keep wanting to grab my scissors, but okay. So pretty. Another one here. Okay, we're skipping our yellow. Going to our blue. You can even get some of this new stuff that I saw Crinkle is carrying now is pipe cleaners and tinsel ties. So now's a great opportunity to stock up on those. But because you get such a deep discount, you get that 50% off. There is no free shipping, regardless of how much you spend. But it's still well worth it. Because at first when I hit my ribbon, like when I was checking out, I was like, oh my word, that's a lot. But then I was like, wait, you get to apply the discount. So it's really not that much. Okay. How is the weather where you guys are at? Here in California, it's like a hot summer day. Feels extraordinarily warm outside. It's the type where you open all your doors and windows.
Yeah.
You want to have a barbecue outside. But then we're supposed to have rain and snow coming Sunday. Go figure. Okay. Push these around. I'm going to add one more to the outside. You notice I'm still leaving my pipe cleaners on, and that's in the event that the lemon idea doesn't pan out, then we still can come back in with those lemon print ribbons and just add them to those 3 spots. Okay. We are going to tackle our bow next. Get our bow all done.
Nancy, wow, it's just 38 degrees and rain in Michigan.
I would take that. I so would take that.
Not up in Michigan.
38 degrees. Sounds like heaven. I'm a cold weather person though. I prefer the cold.
76 here earlier today in Manchester, Connecticut. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to set that aside.
Yeah, it's 74 in Texas. That's good too.
We're going to start with our yellow. So we're going to put that yellow right on that blue base to kind of cut that.
I'm going to zoom in for the bow dabber.
You're zooming in? Okay. So we're going to start with our dovetail edge, which is just bring your wired edges together. You're going to cut from your folded side down to your wired point. And that gives you that professional dovetail, fishtail, ducktail, whatever you want to call it, look. This is the formula for a bow that works for me. So we're going to go 10 inches in, and we're going to twist. We're going to place that right inside our bow dabber. So it's spring-loaded, so it gradually, you know, allows you to keep adding more and more ribbon. We are going to do 5.5-inch loops, which means I bring my bow dabber back on the 10-inch line so that I can see it here, and then stretch these out and make sure we're at 5.5 inches. Do the same on the other side. Whoop. Make it just a little bit bigger. There we go. And then back out. Dovetail edge again. There we go. Okay. That's in. Then we're doing our gingham with lemons from Craft Outlet. Dovetail in. We're doing 9.5 inches. So whenever you're making your bow, you always start, if you're using the bow dabra, you always start with the right side fabric facing up, and then you're going to twist it so you have wrong side fabric facing up. But as you bring that up and around, that's how you're forming your loop. And this one is going to be 5 inches. So the way you can do successful bows is to make sure your measurements are on target. So that's why you see me constantly bringing it back over, measuring it out, making sure everything lines up. And I like pretty deep V's on my ribbon, although that one was a little weird. So how deep your V is depends how high up on the folded edge you begin to cut, but your destination point is always the same. This ribbon's really hard to push in there. Okay, so we have our blue, we have our lemon yellow. We also have a Swiss dot, which is white, the small little white dots on yellow. And then we have this ombre wash that I'm going to feature in here. So I do want to end with our lemons. So I think I'm going to do it just like that. Just how they're going to, the rest are going to like stagger out. It's really nice to be able to measure it ahead of time so that you can kind of see how things will all pan out. So the solid blue, again, is from Crinkle. This one's going to be 9-inch tails with 4.5-inch loops. Okay. Up and around. Need to shorten that one a bit to make sure it's 4.5 and not 5 or 6. Okay, this brings us back and then back out right at 9. I'm like trying to think if I ordered royal blue. There's a lot left, but it's getting thin. Okay, Swiss Dot came from Personally Yours. You can also buy signs from her. She does have her own website, which is ply.yours. or personally yours, wreathsigns.com. So that's another good place to buy signs from. This one's going to be 8.5 inches for our ribbon tail length, and then we're also doing 4.5 inch for our loop. So because I've already done the bottom one, all I have to do is just put my fingers in and then just kind of give it a tug. But we still have to measure out the tail. So 8.5. And Swiss Dot is another great ribbon to have handy. You can get it in almost every single color. Most of the time it's white on a solid color, but in a pinch, if you don't have solids, this works well to pair with really busy patterns and colors.
Showing for it's raining marble-sized hail last night in Oklahoma. Ooh.
Really?
Yep.
Now this ombre was from Joann's. I'll tell you how long ago. 2019. This was part of their Indigo Mist summer ribbon. This is probably, I think, the first time I've actually used it.
Leland, yeah, Kat and I are down here in Southern California. She doesn't have a store. She does everything through home.
What's that?
Just where are you located? Do you have a store?
Oh,
I also
no.
live in California.
Online.
Yeah.
Online. So see how this one pairs really well too. This is going to be 8-inch tail with 4-inch loops.
Diana said, Kat, that color is amazing on you.
Thank you.
And her last name is Blue.
Really?
Yeah, Diane Blue.
That is so funny. Let's make sure we pull this one back through. Measure that out. That's a little fat. And then right at 8. Trying to keep it. This is kind of a satin finish ribbon, so it likes to slide out. So I'm trying really hard not to push, not to pull too hard. Otherwise it'll just pull everything apart. Okay. This was one of those ribbons that, yeah, it's pretty, but it only comes in 18-foot rolls. So you're not even really getting a full 10 feet. Is it 10 feet? Yeah, 10 feet. 10 yards, 30 feet.
Wow, that was amazing, Rebecca. Thank you. She sent 1,000 stars.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay, so we are 7.5 for our last one. And then it's going to be 3.5-inch loop for this. This will bring our lemons back up to the top, which is our focus. So I always like using really pretty ribbon on the top because that's what you see when you're looking at the bow initially. And since our focus is lemons, we want to make sure that's what we see. And then back out to 7.5. Dovetail this, and then we're ready to fluff.
I can't remember the name of the organization that we're doing today. Can you remember the website?
ukrbaptist.org. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's grab a pipe cleaner. We'll take yellow. So it's always good to pre-prep your pipe cleaner so you're not having to try to form that when you already have the ribbon in your hands. As I pick this up, I'm pinching it just like you would when you have that triple layer club sandwich that is always bigger than what fits in our mouth. And then I'm going to hold it at the bottom and I'm going to twist my stack So that way it's easier on your hands instead of trying to twist the pipe cleaner. Okay. Now, we'll get our fluff board.
Rebecca, yes, this wreath is already available for sale. I've got it in the pinned comment below. If you click on her little round logo,
oh,
with
yeah,
the little blue pin, it'll take it to her website and you can
purchase it. Okay,
How do we do it?
so this is my fluff board. Trying to get, I tightened this so tight that it became a challenge to push that on. So I'm just pushing that little C-hook and fishing my pipe cleaner in. So this way, it holds everything flat. This is a custom-made 24 by 24 inch by 24 by 1 inch thick. I call it a fluff board because I prefer to have flat space when I'm building my bow rather than something that's elevated at a 12-inch height. It just gives me more workspace. Plus, if you have a really pretty board like this, if you're making the bows, just to sell the bows, once you make it on the board, you just leave it, snap a picture, and it's kind of like a, what do you call it? Like one of the display pieces.
A ribbon charcuterie board.
Whatever. So now I'm going to just take my pipe cleaners, push them to the side. I'm going to separate my loop to the left, my tail to the right, go over to the other side, and I'm going to move my tail to the left and my loop to the right, so they're directly opposite of each other. Then we're just going to move the stack down. This time we're doing the tail to the left and the loop to the right. Over to the other side. I'm going to grab my tail and my loop, and now it's going to stagger the colors, each layer that we bring ribbon down on top. Now, as you can see, I'm not fluffing. All I'm doing is separating at this stage. So everything is alternating colors. Okay, now I'm going to bring this down. Here's my blue. I'm just following the pattern on the yellow. So we got our tail and our loop. Coming back up, we're going to go opposite, loop, tail. Here, I'm bringing my tail and my loop. We're just going to keep bringing them down, just like this. Here's our blue, loop, and tail. Go over to the opposite side. Here's my loop, here's my tail. And then our final one is loop and tail, loop and tail. So see, technically it's all flat. There's been no fluffing involved. It's separating the layers so that they're kind of alternating the colors between tails and loops. And then how you fluff it depends on you as a designer. You might want to blend your tails in with your loops. You might want to keep all of your loops to the side, or loops here, tails to the side. It's entirely up to you. So as I'm bringing these up, I'm just going to grab the top two, put your fingers inside of them and pull up. Go to the other side, put your fingers inside. This is why we love wired ribbon. Pull up. I kind of like how this is peeking through the other two. And I'm going to do it here.
Thank you, Rita, for sending 100 stars.
Thanks, Rita. And then I'm going to take my royal blue, pop that up right below that. So I'm like looking down and seeing what colors do I like to appear below the next set of ribbon tails. Just like that. I go pop the other two on this side. Okay, and now all these tails, if you want to put loops or curves back in them, you just kind of run them through your fingers. Another reason why we love wired ribbon, because it doesn't do that on non-wired ribbon.
She can't wait for the bows and the sign to be added.
I know, right? And the embellishments. Okay, so I'm just kind of picking through what what do I want to see where? Okay, and I'll lift this up so you can see. Let me pull this one. There we go. There you go. So now you guys are seeing it the way I see it.
Yep.
So exactly as you look down. See? And now if I was selling this just as a bow, I just take the picture right here. That leaves enough of the border around the outside that if I wanted to come in and then watermark that photo, I can watermark it. So it's great too if you do craft fairs, because you can take this with you and make bows for customers who want a bow custom made while they wait. And they can just watch you do that. Okay.
Well, it sounds like, looks like somebody on here bought it because it's sold.
Okay.
So thank you, whoever. You let us know who.
Judy asked, where did I get my board? A friend of mine who is a woodworker with cancer, I bought it from him. I had him custom make me a board. I said I want stuff and I want it all like just different color woods all in a square. So he custom made it for me. So if you're interested, Judy, email me at info@KatsCreationsNMore.com, and then I can put you in touch with him directly, and then you can reach out and talk to him. Okay, let's put our bow and our sign on. Let's see how this is gonna go. Oh, it looks so pretty.
Oh, yeah, it says I sent stars, but it doesn't show up for some reason. Well, thank you for sending them. I didn't see it come through.
It's a Facebook thing, right?
It could be, yeah.
Not everything pops the way it's supposed to. Let's make sure this one kind of comes around.
Oh, Rebecca bought it. Beautiful. I just bought it. Thanks.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, I'm trying to finagle this. I need to make sure my pipe cleaner comes down. And I'm like kind of looking at how I want this to fall. I don't want to cover up my welcome, and I don't want to cover up my bluebirds. So I want to make sure these pair really well together. I can't wait to show you guys. Okay, so we're gonna put our sign on first. Let me show you what the sign just does. It's gonna be to the bottom lower right. But look, just with the sign on this wreath, how the blue makes the sign pop. Not only do you have the outside border doing that, but the little bluebirds in the center really make the mesh pair really well. So we are going to add our sign. So I'm just going to punch a hole in our sign using a 1.5 millimeter hole punch, metal hole punch, which is just like using a hole punch for paper. And I'm just going to punch a hole in the center. We're going to use floral wire to attach our sign. There's that one. Okay, let's stretch this one out. Okay. Now I can move this and that and this. And then it just gives you so much more room to work. So let me show you how we build this. So you are going to add your wire, and I'm using 22 gauge floral wire. I'm going to always build from the back because I don't want it to spin like a spinner on the side. So I'm building a base. Every time I twist this, I'm creating a small 1/4 inch base, where this will sit elevated about a 1/4 inch up, so it won't sit completely flush. Do this side, the same on the other side. So just making sure I have equal amounts. Build it from the back. Okay, now we're going to attach. And I want to make sure out of my, remember how I said that we were leaving some of our ribbon tails open? I want to make sure that the two, like I'm going to have one up here, but I want two at the bottom where you can see them. So I'm kind of planning for that accordingly. So I want to pull some of my blue mesh. I'm just prepping all my mesh to get out of the way. Pulling all this. There we go. Need to grab this one. There we go. Okay, it's not going to go down too far, but I needed to make sure that we've got the mesh up and out of the way. Now from here, I can go ahead and fish this down to the bottom. You can always get one, it's the other one. And you always want to make sure you've got at least one on each side of your rails so that when you go to tighten, making sure I've got equal amounts on both sides. Right about there is where I want my sign to fall. So I'm going to give it just 2 twists. Go over to this side and make sure this is prepped. Make sure everything is out of the way. Let's go down. Again, lifting up. There. 2 twists. And we should be set. Now, this area where I have not pulled out my ruffles, I'm actually going to push this one back down underneath. Other side is where our bow is going to go. Plus, it's going to also support and lift our sign up right here. This one goes back down. There we go. Just everyone needs a happy home. So this is our base for our bow. So let's go ahead and put that on. Now, like this side. So it's just gonna lightly brush our sign a little bit, just like that. I always grab the pipe cleaner from the wrong end. I didn't grab the top, I grabbed the bottom side. Always got to start with the top. Okay, one. Make sure this one's going. Okay. I'm going to put my hand underneath so that when I grab my tails of my pipe cleaner and pull down, I'm not going to collapse the bow that I've just created. So right here is where it's going to nest. We will fix all of our ribbon tails. This one's supposed to be all the way over there. Okay. Give it a new fluff. Let's pull our yellow over here. Trying to get our tails to go on top of our existing tails that are there. Sometimes you just have to guide things home. Okay, let's flip it this way so you can see what we're doing. sure. I really want to see this yellow.
Thank you for sharing this with us. It's beautiful. I'm trying to learn how to make wreaths. You teach me a lot. Thank you.
You are so welcome. I'm going to trim my yellow to have it come a little bit shorter right here, so it'll lay a little nicer.
Right, well, no worries. I got my time wrong. 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. We're still getting used to the
time change. Exactly. Open, open, open. Okay. So there is all that. I'll lift this side just a touch. Make sure I can find my 2 twists. Just bring this up slightly. Just so it evens it out. Okay, now time for us to embellish a little bit. Yeah, but I'm not done.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Still trying to get this one to lay. Probably would help if I just pulled from the center. There we go. Just like so. Okay, let's finish this up. Okay, so now we are going to embellish with some of our lemon branches, and these lemon branch picks are gorgeous. They came from a company called Greenery Market. You may have seen it occasionally come through on your Facebook newsfeed, especially if you shop wreath supplies quite a bit. So there is quite a few picks in here. So I'm just going to separate them. Let's see what there is. There's that one, this with its lemon, and this branch at the top with its baby lemon. So cute. So I like stripping my picks down and pull them out of the usable pieces that I like. And this goes on the back side. So separate this, separate this. Separate these. Pull our lemon out and get it down far enough. Okay, let's set this one over here. Such cute little picks. Okay, let's see what we have to work with. It's like this needs to be with this. Need a little bit of this done. Let's try these together. There's Kat making her own picks again. Okay, because we want to incorporate some of these. So, let me look.
Irvina says, every week I say that's my favorite. Oh.
It's the same for me. Because I'm always like, first it was the pancake wreath from last week. I was like, okay, this is my favorite. And I'm like, then I found this one, and I had ordered a whole bunch of fruit picks from this company just to see what the quality was like. And I swear every single one, whether it's the lime, the strawberry, the peach, they're just gorgeous. And I was like, okay, new favorite company. So I'm going to grab some more lemon leaves, because I have to make 2 picks for our bottom. So we're going to create 2 separate ones. So we have that one. I'm just going to use the real ones that just make my life so much easier. Just like that. That one. We're de-picking this. Because everything is all twisted and floral wired together. Okay, so we have a lemon. Let's put this with bigger lemons. I like these. No, floral wires here. So I'm going to floral wire some of these together. So that they'll all stay together until I can glue them in place. Because not everything is wired. Sometimes it's just little pieces of plastic. And now I can cut my stem shorter. So we're going to attach this one right in here. Make sure my lemon stays fine. This one, another piece. So they all stay together. Okay, and you can cut all the excess off. This one's going to go down at the bottom.
Yeah, I said I missed where you bought the pick.
It's called Greenery Market, is the name of the company. I don't believe you have to have a wholesale license. But just log in and it'll, I don't know if I had to fill out a form before I could buy from them. I can't say 100% for sure. Okay, this one's going to go at the top.
Where are they located?
I don't know.
It's just www.greenerymarket.com?
Just go to Greenery Market, like go to Google search and type in Greenery Market. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I just saw them, they came up on my Facebook news feed, and that's where you will find them. Gotta make bundles. And trim up the bottom. And this one's gonna go in our top, which is way up in here.
Yeah, when she said that. So my husband was talking over you with a frowny face.
What?
About where did you get the artificial picks from?
Oh yeah.
She said, where did you get it from? My husband was talking over you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Those dang husbands.
So I'm gonna remove my pipe cleaners. Gonna see. I don't like to have like really super fat picks going in. Let's see how this one's going to go. Maybe I can use my pipe cleaners. I don't want to see them. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay.
Jen said, I love the lemons added in.
I'm gonna pull these out. It's like you could use the pipe cleaners to tie them in, but then you see the yellow, like right here on your stem. So this is what you're seeing inside that. I don't like to see it. So we're just gonna hot glue that right in to our mesh, right in that corner. So this is where, there's that. Your silicone glue mat comes into hand. This is on high, so that when it dries, it will be very temperature resistant, I guess. So I'm just putting a lot of glue on that, holding it over my glue mat. We're going to tuck this right inside our deco mesh. Trying to make sure all my leaves aren't upside down. We're just rearranging some of our leaves. There's that one, which is a little baby one. And then we have like the little bigger one over here. It would just be really hard to try to fasten those in and then try to go in and under to try to cut them. Let's make sure these are all out of the way. There we go. These back a bit. Same thing. Not only are we gluing the bunches together with the floral wire, but we are securing this down into our wreath. And I wanted it to work out this way to where you see the yellows at the bottom. And this one, let's see. We might be able to do this one since it's not so close to the bow. And this one I can actually get to and tuck it. So this one's great. Okay, let me fluff, fluff, fluff. Fluff some of our other pieces out of the way. Let me have one left. One. Well, let's see. What can we make? Don't need this big of a pick. Here's our greenery. I really want this orange blossom. There we go. It all just came apart. Okay. Sometimes it's better just to layer. Like if I was building a grapevine wreath, this is what I would be doing. Really like this. Trim everything up. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I really like that there. Okay, so I'm going to attach a piece actually up into my design, which is going to be up in this corner. And the nice thing about this is when I do this, watch, I'm just going to show you this before I attach it. Slightly pick it up. When I do that, it creates this trio right here. You don't see this one just yet, but this kind of complements the other two that are added. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. Every time zoomed in a little bit.
Okay. So we are going to kind of find it a little home right here.
And he said, love it with lots of blue and yellow hearts.
Okay. So we're going to do this one the same way. Make sure it all stays together. Bring that forward. And we pivot our sign. Do this. That looks really pretty. Okay, a couple more small things. Make sure everything is straightened out. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Always refluffing the bow. Okay, I'm not sure I'm going to use them, but I want to look at them anyway. I have little artificial birds. I have blue ones. So we're going to look and kind of see how these would be fashioned. Kind of like, I'm just trying to get them to sit in the right. Oh, thank God they actually put one with tail on one side and one with the head turning the other way. So they're actually in different positions. I like the one. I'm not sure about the other one though. We could make them both work, but he's not sitting where a bird would naturally sit. Okay, let me show you and you guys tell me yay or no on the birds. Where they're kind of just resting. I'm gonna try to lift it up. You guys tell me. I'm trying to make them to where they won't fall off because they're not glued in place. But what do you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I mean, it's still on the side. But...
yeah, I'm trying. But kind of like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this little die. And now I'm stuck on my deco mesh. There it goes. There if I would let go. What? So if I did it like that, I'm going to try to find him where he was. He was kind of sitting in here. Now I don't know where he was because I stopped. See, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me spin him around so I can glue him in place. Okay. He is so cute.
Yeah, Rich said I like the birds. Judy said yes on birds.
Okay.
Dang it.
What happened?
We're good there. I accidentally closed the Facebook out on my phone.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll just jump back in.
Okay, I'm just going to kind of hold him in place. I had to take off his Made in China sticker. So we can't have that in there. And then we'll glue the other one in place. I think he'll be okay.
All products need to start being made in America.
Right. So technically I'm gluing him where our sticker would have been.
Yeah, Mary said yes.
Because technically they're sitting on the branches in our sign, so I just thought I had a pair of them. There's a whole bunch of them. There's like pink, green, yellow, and orange. But I thought, what?
Judy said Kat and Steve would really appreciate some prayers. A lot is going on with me. My name is Judy. Obviously, I use my daughter's Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to PM us directly and let us know what it's about, we'll definitely pray with you.
Actually, we don't need to pray, but is it specifically like, is it pertaining to you, Judy, or is it just like, is it a family situation? Like, you don't have to get into the details because God knows the details. He just sometimes needs to hear about it from us. He's like, okay, out of all the things I'm doing in your life, where would you like me to focus my efforts? So, let me.
Tell us love the bluebirds too.
I'm just going to add a couple leaves in here. Need to put glue and glue gun.
I think it's something that.
Oh, thank you. You are phenomenal.
She just said yes, it's her. So.
Yes, it's for you specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Judy for praying for prayers and healing, that God just watches over you and takes care of you. Something you want to add there?
1 second. Let's pray for Judy real quick. Father God, we already know that you already know exactly the needs that Judy needs to have met. And sometimes as a parent, you just kind of want your kids to come to you and just let you know what's going on. So Father, we don't need to know the details. You do, and I'm sure Judy's already prayed for you, but it's so powerful when you have more than one person in agreement coming in prayer for an individual. And Lord, we just ask, first of all, that your will is done in her life, regardless of what that is. We always ask it to be in the affirmative the way that we would like it to be, but sometimes you have greater plans with a greater purpose so that that will all come out in the end to always glorify, worship, and honor you. So Lord, we just pray for Judy right now, and we all agree that regardless of the outcome, Lord, that you will prevail, she will be fine, and we just all come together in Jesus' name. Everyone said amen. Okay, I'm going to glue another couple leaves on, and then I'll hang it on the door. I'm letting the birds dry where they're at.
Oh, gotcha.
So, otherwise, if I picked it up, I didn't want them to kind of fall off where we were at. Okay, and I think during that time frame, we're good. You guys ready to see it on the door? This is a full-size outdoor door. By the way, this is a 36 foot. Is it a 36 foot?
No, 36 inch.
36 inch?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 foot door. So this is what it looks like on a full-size door, so you can see from the outside. That's one thing to keep in consideration when you're making a wreath and you're taking pictures of it, but you're using your interior doors. Your interior doors are much smaller. So a customer could think that they're getting a wreath larger than what it is. So just make sure when you're putting your measurements in there, you're telling the customer, hey, I'm measuring it from ribbon tail to ribbon tail, end of mesh to end of mesh, end of floral to end of floral, so that they understand exactly how wide the wreath actually is. You get everything prepared for all of your photo opportunities. Remove all of your glue threads. Make sure all your ribbons look amazing and beautiful and straight. Just like that. Make sure everything looks pretty, but what do you guys think of how this design came out? I love it. I absolutely adore it. I love these colors together.
That's what you said before, it looks very fresh.
Yeah. Fresh and lemony. Like, I almost smell like the lemons. Like when I pulled the lemon pick out and I had it sitting here, it smelled like lemons, and I was like, does it really smell like lemons? It's just what you think. But I hope you guys love the design.
And that's going to Rebecca.
If you guys would love to join my private group, I'd love to have you. We're working on a series right now that's called Back to Basics. So we're going over all the basic methods. We're teaching you how to create deco mesh bases from the ground up. We will cover everything from grapevines, evergreens, teardrop swags, garlands, mantle, decor, lantern swags, everything. So learning the basics should help you if a client sends you a picture and says, hey, love this wreath, could you make it for me? And you're like, I have no idea. I'm not the original designer, but you should be able to look at it and kind of figure it out and try to get as close as possible. But if you'd like to join, the doors are open for a little bit longer before we close them to new enrollment. And it's at KatsCreationsNMore.com. And you can read about all the stuff you get, including all our discounts and the materials list. So you will know exactly what ribbon I used, how long it was, how much the mesh, how much mesh we used, where we bought it from, all the SKU numbers, and all the links. So, any other questions? Nope. All right, everyone. We'll have a great weekend. Come back on Sunday. We are doing, I think we're doing a bumblebee wreath. So I got new bumblebees in, so I'm in love with them. So of course they need to go in a wreath. So come back on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. Central and 9 p.m. Eastern time. We go a little bit late on Sunday, but I hope to see you there. Bye, everyone.